I found this book at a word bookstore, which was a really weird thing because I barely ever go into the word bookstore. Anyway, when I went in there, I was looking through all the books and I didn't really think I was going to find anything good, but I was looking anyway. And I came across a book that said, "I Kissed Dating Goodbye." And I just thought that that was really interesting, and so I just picked it up and I went to the first page and I started to read it. And one of the things that really compelled me about this book was the fact that there was this woman in this book that this guy was talking about who had this open vision of her wedding day, where she was standing right next to her groom, and like surrounding him was all his ex-girlfriends, and surrounding her was like all her ex-boyfriends, and she just felt like in the book it said that she said to him that she had felt like really, really, betrayed and really hurt and really, I guess just really sad, because when you get to your wedding day, you expect it to be really perfect and, special, but, when, in this vision, there was like all his ex-girlfriends surrounding them, and I guess that would just be really, really hurtful, especially on your wedding day when you're about to give your heart to that person, and you expect them to, and when you're standing at the altar, you're giving them your heart, and you're giving them, you're making that promise, that is really special. But then there's the thing is that like with some people, like when they've dated someone, they've given that heart away so many times to all different kinds of people that it's just, it gets all messed up, and it's not really that special, especially when you get to that day and, you're expecting it to be perfect, but it's not, because, and when you're standing at the altar, you're giving them your heart, and you're giving them, you're making that promise, that is really special. But then there's the thing is that like with some people, like when they've dated someone, they've given that heart away so many times to all different kinds of people that it's just, it gets all messed up, and it's not really that special, especially when you get to that day and, you're expecting it to be perfect, but it's not, because, just painting an image of what that looks like. It would be like, you get to your wedding day and you're standing at the altar right next to the person, the girl that you're going to marry or the guy that you're going to marry, and them just, you wanting to tell them how much you love them, but you've already said that to how many people, and it's just not special. And when I was 9, my mum also gave me this book. It was a book about love and about like being faithful and waiting for your husband, and it was by Eric and Leslie Ludy. And when I was reading it, it told about their story and how they ended up together, and how God had just placed her in his heart. And at first he kind of thought that it was like from the devil or something, or he thought he had had bad pizza or something. It's pretty funny, but God, he soon realized that that was God, and that God did put that in his heart to be with her, and he did meet her. And when he met her, I guess he was surprised because he was laying on the bed one night and he saw this image of her face and what she looked like, and he didn't know who she was. He didn't know like where she was from or any of that, but he started to pray for her, and yeah, then he met her at this, I think it was like a recital or something. It was some sort of concert. But anyway, he met her and he started to get really close to her, and you know, and then they started to grow that friendship and build trust and build a relationship. And yeah, he's married to her now, obviously. But yeah, it just tells you about, you know, like, yeah, it just mainly basically tells you that, you know, God's got someone out there for you, and that, yeah, it shows the importance of how you should wait for your husband and not try and go out with heaps of people. I'm always saying so or okay, but anyway, my mum told me like that when I was little, about the same age that I was, or anyway, it was when I was little, that she prophesied that I would know my husband, or who my husband was, and it kind of had something to do with Terry Sewell's parents, you know, and how they got together. Apparently she knew that she was going to marry him at the age of 7, and yeah, she started, I think, to pray for him, and yeah, they are together, obviously. Everyone's together. But yeah, that's just, it's just God. Books are the first one, or the second one, is from Eric and Leslie Leedy, His Faithfulness. That's what the book's called. And then there's this book, which it is called Why I Kissed Dating Goodbye by Joshua Harris. Lol, I can't even say his name. Anyway, yeah, so I guess that's why this, you know, I guess that's why this guy, you know, decided to give up dating, is because, you know, when you get to that point of realizing that's, you know, what it's going to look like when you get to your wedding day, that it just kind of turns you off wanting to go out with heaps of people, because you think to yourself, well, if that's going to be what they see on their, like, on our or whatever wedding day, you don't really want them to see someone who's given their heart away to heaps of people. You want them to see someone who's, you know, committed to staying with, you know, someone who's going to stay with you and be there with you. And yeah, I guess that's why he made that decision. If you can imagine a boy or a little girl with a perfect heart, you know, no rips, no bruises, just perfect. And, you know, like, well, I said that too many times. Anyway, like, you know, when I was little, around about 9, my mum wanted me to know about, you know, how to respect my heart and to know my value and my worth. And she wanted me not to end up in a relationship where I would get abused or hurt or broken, or get into relationships that cause that. And so when I was little, she did this image of a heart with rips and holes in it. But first she showed me a perfect heart, and then she showed me that. It's similar to this. It's kind of a little, I don't know, not quite exactly what she showed me, but that's what she showed me. Anyway, with that, she said that, you know, like, before you go out with people, your heart is perfect, you know, pure and beautiful, and, you know, it's just, it looks, you know, yeah, you kind of got the picture. Anyway, like, when you go out with people, broken promises, lies, you know, yeah, it causes those rips and those, you know, even a heartbreak, you know, people breaking up with you, people cheating on you, that causes rips in your heart like that. And like with that, like with all those broken bits of your heart, you know, you start to not trust people, you start to, you know, like you start to like not value other people. You think that all people are like that, and you start to get angry and bitter, and your heart starts to go really ugly, worse than what that heart looked like. But yeah, that's what happens when, you know, that happens. Like, I know that, like, when your heart has been ripped like that, or you felt that pain of where someone's kind of gutted you, that causes a lot of fear, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of brokenness, and, you know, it's easy to get bitter, and a lot of people do get bitter and get really resentful of guys, women, and, yeah, that's practically what happens when your heart, you know, is ripped and broken. Stuff like that occurs over and over and over again. And yeah, I know that when I'm standing at the altar, I don't want to have fear, resentment, or any of that towards my husband. I don't want to doubt him. I don't want to call him a pig. I don't want to, you know, accuse him of being a pig. I want to be able to trust him. I want to be able to have that pure heart towards him, you know, where I know that he's gonna respect me, where he's gonna, you know, stay with me and love me and trust me. So yeah.